guys? How's everyone doing? This is Tiffany H. Lewis with Be the Change on Clear Source Radio, i-heartradio, and also on Spotify. I hope y'all are doing good. Welcome to December. Who's ready for the holidays? I know I'm not. I'm kind of like anti-Thanksgiving and anti-Christmas this year, and the reason is I've been in Hawaii for the last over 2 weeks. I've been home for a few days now. My body's obviously detoxing from everything I ingested for 2 weeks in Hawaii, so I'm paying severely for it, but it was totally worth it. I took my daughter out there, my 18-year-old, and we've rekindled our relationship. I'm not going to get into much of that, but let's just say we haven't had a lot of opportunities to spend time together in the last 7 years since she was about 10 years old. And so she's 18 now, and flew her out there for a week, and we had a blast, a really good time. So if you've never been to Hawaii, you need to go. It's awesome. We went to Waikiki, which no, that's not on the Big Island, but I assure you, the life there was just so impressive. The culture, so diverse. The people, so friendly. Everybody's so considerate. I mean, really, I want to live there for the rest of my life. It's beautiful. I was not happy to come home. I can say that. And now the recovery phase is beginning, from eating poke bowls for 2 weeks, which is basically raw fish atop a bed of rice, sticky rice at that, covered in curry sauce, sometimes with pico, sometimes with lime. Everyone makes them a little bit differently, but that's a thing out there. It's called poke bowls, P-O-K-E. Look that up. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I've eaten nothing but raw fish for 2 weeks. My body, I don't eat raw fish, so I'm not a sushi girl. But I definitely did every day for 2 weeks. Dad and we ordered Domino's. I'm like, we're in Hawaii and we're ordering Domino's every other night. It was horrible. But horribly wonderful is what I'm trying to say. You get to wear flowers in your hair every day, and everything and everyone just smells and tastes like Hawaii. It's like a pineapple, orange, coconut, beautiful mixture of that and the scent of Hawaiian tropic suntan lotion. I can't explain it. Even a little mango touch, but dang. Best time of my life, best 2 weeks of my life. Looking forward to going back there. I will be doing the show remotely from there, probably sometime in January through April. We're doing a lot of work out there with my nonprofit, Pens for Pals organization, and we're doing a lot of good work. Also, we're making a documentary, which is in Vegas. So I'm doing a lot of traveling right now. This month alone, we're having a Christmas toy drive, our annual Pens for Pals Christmas toy drive. We're having it in North Carolina to help families recover from Hurricane Michael, right? And maybe we'll even have time to go on to Florida and deliver at least some Christmas trees or something like that. And so that puts me in the last couple of weeks of December in North Carolina. And I want to go ahead and thank Rodney Sanchez right now, and Fort Bragg, and Kim at U-Haul and U-Haul International for all of your help. Guys, we couldn't have done this without you. I think we've pretty much got everything collected that we need. We still need a few more families, so if anybody that you know lives near Fort Bragg in North Carolina and would like to be adopted for Christmas, please go on over to our website, Pens for Pals, PENSFORPALS.org, org, and shoot me an email, send me a message, or find me on Facebook, Tiffany H. Lewis, send me a message, and we'll get your family hooked up for Christmas. Lowe's is generously donating the trees this year, so big shout out to Lowe's. Thank you. Gosh, there's a lot of other thank yous, but those are the main ones right now. This is my first day back to work in a little over 2 weeks, and I'm having a hard time readjusting. I'm not gonna lie. It's like this weird haze that I'm in, trying to get used to the difference. It's freezing cold here, and it's like 80 something degrees in Hawaii. And just 4 days ago I was laying on the beach, tanning, and surfing, and visiting the pipeline and watching the pro surf competition. And now I'm back in Austin, which everybody knows I love Austin. It definitely stole my heart a long time ago. But yeah, we're home. I'm back to work, and this is me revived, I guess. Even though I feel pretty dead, because my body just hates me right now. I'm just trying to, like I said, trying to get all that stuff out of my system is not good. From going from a non-sushi eater to eating sushi several times a day, every single day for 2 weeks is not fun. I feel like that pilot that got lost at sea, and it was Tom Hanks played in this movie. I can't think of what it was called, but I think it was called something But anyway, Castaway. Yeah, Castaway. And his only friend was this a Wilson ball, a volleyball named Wilson, because it was Wilson Brand. I feel like him right now, like that first couple of weeks where all you can eat is, raw fish and pineapples. I think you come back, to a place that has a lot of other choices of food, a lot of Mexican food, a lot of really heavy meals here versus the really what I would consider light dishes over there. Because there's so much fruit and things, it's a lighter dish over there. So you feel full, but you're not as hungry. You come here and everyone's like, well, my roommate, she decides to whip out the turkey and have Thanksgiving for me since I missed Thanksgiving. And I said, no, I'm anti-Thanksgiving this year. I didn't want to do anything except go see the pro surf competition. And that's exactly what we did. And then I come home and she has Thanksgiving for me. I'm like, oh man, you're killing me. I really don't want to do Thanksgiving or Christmas. But, I am looking forward to being a part of this toy drive, which is mainly actually led by Rodney Sanchez. He's been doing all of the work. He is my favorite volunteer. Oh, also, I met his dad out there. His dad lives in Hawaii. He's from Hawaii, so he's a big part of, why that trip went so smoothly, and kind of showed me the ropes out there. And I'm not going to get too much into what we're doing out there, but, Pens for Pals is always doing good stuff. And what we're doing, without saying too much, is, well, I can say that there's a lot of sex trafficking that happens there. Like, everybody knows about it. It's a very public knowledge kind of thing. Even, like, the Uber drivers know how bad the sex trafficking is out there. And human trafficking, too. Because a lot of people were actually on strike while I was there. So we've got human trafficking, sex trafficking, minors, children, lots of ports for these planes and boats to pull into. And where I was staying was like almost walking distance from Pearl Harbor. So it's a very interesting, complex combination of, the layout, between the history and the reason I'm out there. Throw in a little vacay time, got some sun. This is probably the tunest I've ever been in my life. But at the end of the day, I did a lot of networking, and that's why I'm going back out there in January. We've decided to go ahead and build a village like we're doing here in Texas. I'm not going to say where, but we've been building a village here in Texas for over a year now. And it's going to house 174 little girls, all under age 10, who have been sex trafficked. So that tells you a lot about what I do. On top of all the other things that we do at Pens for Pals, we'll always remain true to the fact that we're suicide prevention, suicide awareness. We'll always handwrite letters. That will always be our thing. We're probably going to get t-shirts made very soon. We've been talking about it for about a month now. I need to have a board meeting, but t-shirts are next up on the list. And then our volunteers that are worldwide, everybody's going to get a Pens for Pals volunteer t-shirt, however that's framed, worded, or logoed. And, Hawaii is about to see a big impact. Watch. Just watch. Hopefully, I don't want to draw too much attention to it, and I don't know if it'll land on the news. Probably not, but please know that I'm out there working my butt off, saving little kids from further sex trafficking. And we literally stop them in their tracks. So that's all I can say about that. I appreciate your guys' support, listening to reruns for the last 2 weeks, I'm sure. And I'm happy to be back on the air with you. It's good to talk with you guys. It feels like it's been forever. And then I don't feel like I have a lot to say. It's just been wonderful to get away. I did miss my dragon. Yeah. I don't know if I told you guys about this dog that I rescued. So apparently I have a dog now. Back to my 18-year-old for 2 seconds. She's like, Mom, can you take this dog for like a week or two until we get it, another home? Oh, God, here we go. All right, sure. Whatever you say, hon. All right, so take the dog. And I stupidly fell for that trick. And everyone's like, you fell for it. Okay, so this is a month later, and I still have this dog. He just tore up my brand new shoes. He's a puppy who was used. Well, he's about 1.5 years old. He looks like he's a boxer, but he looks like he's got a little bit of pit in him. Anyway, he was used as a fighting dog, and you can tell because like his tail's broken in half where it was bit. He's got a lot of bite marks, a lot of scars, and just his behaviors in general, especially in the beginning. But this is a month later. He's on a schedule. We have him on calm pills. He likes to be outside during the day, and he sleeps inside and tears up my shoes at night. But anyway, that's Roscoe, and he doesn't seem like he missed me very much. But my little dragon Zara and my tortoise Cash, they missed me a lot. Zara's been hugging me for like 3 days straight without letting go, and she's never done that before. I got the cutest little videos of it, and Cash got big. He's like 2.5 pounds, and you got to remember he's a sulcata tortoise, so he's going to live for over 260 years. And get to be over, I don't want to say a ton, but I don't know how much, a lot of weight, probably more than a couple 100, 300, 400 pounds. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Well, I won't see. Cash is in my will. He gets willed down for at least 5 generations to every firstborn. Yeah, my kids aren't very happy about that either. They're like all fighting over who gets the turtle. I'm like, this is just going in order. Every firstborn for like 5, 6 generations, however long Cash lives for. And for those of you who don't know why Cash's name is Cash, it's because Johnny or June Cash. So you can't actually determine the sex of a sulcata tortoise until it's 7 years old. Cash is about 4. Yeah, he just turned 4. And so 3 more years, and I'll be able to tell you if Cash is a he or a she. Now, I've always called him a he, so maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But, I'm very excited to wait another 3 years to figure out if my tortoise is a boy or a girl. But, seriously, are you guys ready for Christmas? I'm sure everybody's got their trees up. I've seen the lights. I've seen Christmas parades. I don't even have a tree up yet. I'm not ready. I guess the timing of coming back from Hawaii and then coming home and setting up a tree only to go to North Carolina for 2 weeks and, do it all over again there. But for, 10 good families that are very large in size and children with cancer and all of the other families that we work with, CPS and the state and, everything else, everyone else that we work with. We're all working together on this one. It's nothing like Toys for Tots, and it's nothing like the toy drive last year. This one is a very personal toy drive this year. We are only adopting families. We've been adopting them since about August. And actually, we were going to have 3. We were going to have a toy drive in Texas because of Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Willa. And then we were going to have one in North Carolina and then move along to Florida. Now, that's a lot of driving. A lot. From Texas to North Carolina is like 26 hours without stops, or maybe a couple of bathroom breaks, and that's it. It's pretty much a straight shot. Now it takes 2 days, so you go about 8, 9, 10 hours, then you stop and sleep at a hotel or whatever, get some food, coffee, revive, and then get back on the road, and then you're there the next day. So it's a literal 2-day drive. Now North Carolina to Florida is like another 10 hours away. in the opposite direction, heading back. Well, actually, it's not even heading back to Texas. It's like quite the opposite direction. It's 10 hours out of the way. So that would be like 36 hours coming back easily. So anyway, we decided to call off the our Texas toy drive this year and only do it in North Carolina because I felt that we're going to be helping more people. And we did so much with everybody involved in Harvey and, you know, right on down to search and rescue and everything. And we've been involved in search and rescue for Michael for a while now since it started. We've still got troops out there, still got boots on the grounds. We're, like I always say, we're going to be there long after everyone's gone. So our boots on the ground are there indefinitely. We have boots on the ground here in Texas indefinitely. And we have boots on the ground in North Carolina, luckily, through... However, I came across this wonderful volunteer, Rodney, and his wife and his family, and now his dad, and just so much support and so much love. And the same thing with Kim and the U-Haul. Like, I don't even know how I made these connections, but they're amazing. Same thing with Lowe's. So many people support Pens for Pals, and I'm so proud of how much we've grown. I'm so proud of my volunteers for working so hard, and also I'm so proud of everybody for letting me have a little vacation. Like, nobody really knows why I was out there, but I was out there scoping it out and doing some good work that, like I said, I can't talk about, but I can talk about the documentary. So a pretty famous producer in Vegas, he's also a comedian, he found me on LinkedIn. And he found a post that I made, something about the village that we built somewhere here in Texas. And that it would house 174 or 179 girls, and how we were literally designer modeling, you know, interior designing and remodeling. Well, building the houses from the ground up, first off. And the school and the church and the doctor, everything's right there. It's like a literal entire village, right? And every house, it's going to house 10 to 12 girls, and every girl gets their own room. And then my daughter and I I'm going to partner with Converse. So Converse, if you're listening, you're on my list of people to call this week. And we're going to draw on their shoes with permanent markers, because my daughter is actually a really good artist, and we want them to have something of their own, because they've probably never had anything of their own before. And also something unique, but not too unique, so that it makes them stand out, even though they're completely safe in this village that we're building. But the idea is to build it, you know, nationally, have at least one in every state. And it's a safe place that they can go. And so we're going to be filming a documentary about that, and hopefully it will get to play, you know, if it's finished in time and we get through this toy drive and I get through this, you know, sex trafficking in Hawaii. Hopefully it'll be featured at South by Southwest in 2019. I'm not sure what month that falls on, but it's right here in Austin, Texas too. But anyway, it's probably going to get quite a bit of attention whenever it does come out. I don't know the name of it. Even if I did, I probably couldn't reveal it, but I can say that we are working with the most amazing people. And not only am I going to be in this documentary, but I'm helping to produce it in my way, I guess. I'm contributing quite a bit to it, but so is everybody. It's fair. There's like 5 or 10 of us, and we're all equally contributing, you know, our own pieces to create one large, beautiful picture. So I'll keep y'all posted on that, let you know when it comes out and what it's called when I know the information. But so yeah, a lot of traveling in my future. I always said I wanted to travel, but dang. Sorry about that. Drink of choice today is Tito's and Red Bull. Nothing better to cure a hangover than alcohol, right? Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and I shall return. I'll be right back, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, as always, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, this is Tiffany H. Lewis Castillo with PFPO, Pens for Pals Organization. Thank you so much for tuning in to our show tonight. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Go to pensforpals.org, www.pensforpals.org. Sign up. Become an adopted family for us for Christmas if you live in the Fort Bragg area of North Carolina. Other than that, check out what we're doing and get involved. We do community service, we do toy drives, we do so much stuff. We will teach you a trade and you will come out with a degree, resume building, all kinds of stuff. So please show your support today by at least checking out the website. And if you'd like to take that a step further, please go ahead and order a Hope box. And the reason it's called Hope, again, is because for every box that is purchased, we are giving another one, not an identical one, a very unique one, to a child that has a terminal cancer. So that's why, we are Pens for Pals, and that's why the Hope box. So for as little as $35, you can get a Hope box, and you can save another person's day, week, month, year, because these memories last forever. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the show, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Are you or a loved one feeling suicidal?
All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Be the Change. Thank you for allowing me that short commercial break. All right, so next up, I'd like to officially welcome and congratulate our newest Clear Source Radio host. I'm looking forward to working with you, guys and gals, and I can't wait to meet all of you. And just congratulations. I'm so proud of you for making it this far, and you're going to love having your own show. It's amazing. And Ron is amazing too. So you couldn't ask for a better team. We're all super duper supportive of each other, and welcome to the family. All right. So I guess since it's December, we'll talk a little bit about Christmas. So this year, one of the big things for adults is and I don't actually know what it's called. You just type in holiday wine exchange, right? So type that up, on Facebook, and then one of your friends will be part of this program. So it's like a wine program, right? So you buy a bottle of wine for so-and-so, and so-and-so sends you a bottle of wine, and it's like a Secret Santa thing, I think. I think it's a Secret Santa thing. So you don't really know, you could buy wine for 12, 20 people, and you don't know how many you're going to get back, or even if you're going to get any back. But I like the idea of it. I like the Secret Santa aspect of it, if that's truly, in fact, how it works. If not, it fits with knowledge and you agree to send each other bottles, okay, that's cool too. Wine's good, all year round. And it's great for those people that are hard to shop for, especially our lady friends. Women are very hard to shop for. And it's a little personal when you get a little bit older. You don't just go around buying all your girlfriends gifts. But wine is allowed. Wine is always allowed. You can always, at any point, as an adult, send another adult wine, and it is okay. It's an okay gift. So if you want to learn more about that, just go into Facebook and type in holiday wine exchange, and I guarantee you at least 2 of your friends on Facebook are doing it, and they're part of it. And sorry, I got distracted for a quick second. I got VIP passes to a boxing match tonight, and I just realized it. So cool. I'm going to be ringside in a few hours. Pretty excited about that. This is live in person at an actual gym. But yeah, back to the wine thing. Holiday wine exchange. Type it in on Facebook. A couple of your friends will be PM me for info, or just comment below and I'll PM you the info. So it's some club that I'm going to join. So I was going to give everybody tiles for Christmas. And if you don't know what a tile is, oh my God, are you missing out? Okay, so a tile. I stumbled upon this when I lost my keys about 3, 4, or 5 months ago, something like that. June. Okay, so, wow, that was like 7 months ago. All right, anyway, so the mechanic who was rekeying my vehicle tells me about this thing called tile. And it's this little, well, it used to be this little white square with a silver circle that slightly resembles an Apple phone. But it's a little bitty square that's like a, I don't know, 3 by 3 by 3, like a 3 inches on every single side square with a circle in the middle that says the word tile, silver circle. But now it comes in white and black, and now it has competition. So anyway, it uses, infrared, and you use your phone to find your keys or whatever you stick the tile to. So it's got a keyhole ring, but it's also got the ability to double-sided sticky tape, whatever I'm trying to say. I'm tongue-tied today, I'm sorry. Double-sided sticky tape. You can stick it to anything. Like, I have one on my vapor, I have one on my key ring, and you can have as many as you want, and they're all controlled by your phone or by any one of the tiles. So say I have my, I don't know, maybe I'm looking for my favorite lotion, and I stuck a tile to it, and I press my keys, and I tell it which one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whichever one, because each one is individually controlled by a separate button, all within the same infrared or IR. And it sings a little song, a pretty little song. It's a very upbeat little song, and it plays the song until you find your keys. And not only that, but the app, the Tile app, and this is why you want to go with the original Tile and not a knockoff, because the Tile app will literally walk you to it. It pulls up a map as soon as you say you're looking for, my lotion, my this, my that, whatever I've stuck a tile to, my keys. It'll play the song, and it'll literally walk you through like a map, just like you're using Google Maps, walk you through your house to exactly pinpoint the exact location of where it is. So you're not looking around going, where is that noise coming from? You're holding an actual map in your hand if you have your phone in your hand, which you're going to need to turn the music off. So then you push the tile button on the bottle of lotion or whatever, and it turns it off on your app, vice versa. Anyway, everyone was getting tiles this year for Christmas. They're having like a four for one price kind of deal. And I feel like everybody needs a tile, at least one tile in their life, if for nothing else, for your keys. Even though, I'm not one to lose my keys. I lost my keys for the first time ever. Had to get the car rekeyed. This, $1,700 later. And anyway, the mechanic told me that there was this generator that kept going missing, or somebody was using it that wasn't supposed to be using it, or whatever it was. I know a generator is probably a large example, but whatever it was that he said, something that was missing. They just they went ahead and stuck a tile to it. So look that up. It's Tile, T-I-L-E. Look on Amazon. I'm not advertising for Amazon, even though I love them, but they are very good to us too. We're pretty much partnered with them as well. So, all right, yeah, order it on Amazon. It's called the Tile. And again, you will see knockoff versions and other versions. It finally has some competition now that come with a remote, and then it comes with, let's say, 4 or 5 of the GPS locator tracking devices. By the way, it tracks you, so I hope you're cool with being tracked. You're only tracking yourself, though, by the way. Anyway, their knockoffs come out with a remote, so you sit the remote somewhere, and it sits on a charger, somewhere noticeable in the house where you always know where the remote is. And then it comes with 5 or 6, tile wannabes. and it does the same thing. It's right there through IR. It's all through infrared. It's just like a universal remote for those of you who don't know what infrared is. And infrared's actually really good for you, but that's a whole other story. And so it's got different colors. One may be red, green, yellow, blue, orange, for example. And you push the button and it'll play a tune to that color tile to help you, well, whatever it's called, device. And yeah, definitely have one on your phone, have one on your keys. Me, like, there's certain things that I carry around all day and sit down and I lose, and I look for them like 24/7. One of them is my purse, my wallet specifically. So one is going to go in my wallet, one is going to go on my vapor or e-cigarette, if you know what that is. One is going on my iPhone. There's already one on my keys. And anyway, everyone else is getting one of those for Christmas because everybody needs the tile in their life, I assure you. No, I was not paid to say that. I'm just saying it's that awesome. So, but if you don't want that, which I think is a truly versatile gift for anybody to give anybody, absolutely anybody, it will change their life forever and improve it drastically. So if you don't want to do that, or you want to do something a little bit more personal, go for this wine exchange program. It sounds pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen the prices of the wine or anything like that, or where it comes from, or what the options are as far as like flavors and colors and choices. I have no clue, but it's very, very popular this year. Another thing that's really popular this year, which I kind of found odd because it's been out for a while, but it's Pokemon. Pokemon's like the hot item this year, which is crazy. I mean, I like Pokemon Go just as much as the next guy, but I never thought Pokemon trading cards would be the big deal this year when that's been going on for years. So I don't know, maybe you guys know about a bigger deal toy than I do, or whatever the big thing is this year, but from my understanding, every child I've spoken to wants Pokemon cards. So Pokemon's the big thing. So now that you have a heads up on that, go out and get your kids some Pokemon cards, order them on Amazon. You can get like 100 of them for $6.99 for real. And if you order it now, you'll actually get it probably before Christmas. Amazon has this thing called Prime, so it's 2-day shipping. But it's, there are back orders going on right now. People are actually ordering everything early this year instead of at the last second. So they're kind of backed up. So order things early, order things now. They're actually still upholding their Cyber Monday deal, and it is a whole Monday later, a whole week later. And they're still having their Cyber Monday deals. It was like Cyber Monday week. Just like when I was in Hawaii, it was like Black Friday week. It was a whole week. So there wasn't like any crazy standing in line at Walmart at 3 o'clock in the morning or waiting for the next day for this thing to come out. It was everywhere, all day, every day for a week. Now Cyber Monday on Amazon has been every day, all day for a week. So it may be over today, but I bet you it's still going on. So let's see. Excuse me for a second. I was taking a drink. Sorry. Gosh, it's been so long since I've talked to you guys, and I feel like I have so much to say, yet not much to say at all. But yeah, so that's Christmas. I am looking forward to seeing your Christmas trees and hearing your Christmas stories. While we're talking about Christmas, before I change the subject to a heavy one, every year, and I know I've announced this before, but I'm going to announce it again tonight. So every single year on Christmas Eve at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, now let me look on my calendar and see what day that falls on, just to give you an exact date and time. Okay, so December 24th falls on a Monday. At 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on December 24th, I need you to go over to Messenger between now and then and get in the group that says "'Twas the night before Christmas." How you're going to do that is go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/PFPO Saves, SAVES, PFPO Saves, all one word. And in there, you're going to see the things about the toy drive, and you're going to learn a lot about Pens for Pals and who we are and what we're doing. You're going to see nothing about the human trafficking or sex trafficking, because I don't talk about that online for obvious reasons. And you'll see an opportunity to join that group. So you join the Facebook Messenger group. Yes, you have to have Messenger. Join the Facebook Messenger group. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. I do this every year. So 7 o'clock rolls around. All you have to do is sit there and wait for your phone to ring. Turn your Messenger app on and just sit there at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, whatever time that is in your world, and just wait. And I'll call you guys all at once. I feel like we had like over 100,000 callers on the line last year. So if it comes down to that again and we have to switch over to a different app to allow for that many callers, we will. But I've never had Facebook Messenger cap out on me as far as how many callers can be on the line at one time. So it's like a group chat, except I'll be the one chatting. So I'm going to read you guys and your kids, obviously. So here's my suggestion. Make a cup of hot cocoa. You know, try to go for sugar-free, because I'm going to eventually put your kids to bed, right? And get you a cup of sugar-free hot cocoa. Maybe throw a marshmallow or two in there, but not too much sugar. Ask the kids to be really quiet and tell them that Mrs. Claus is going to call and read them a book, right? So then I'm going to read to you 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. After that, I'd be like, did you guys enjoy that? Are you ready to hear Santa Claus say it? And then I will play you a male version of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas in Santa Claus's voice, or what we perceive as St. Nicholas's voice. And then we guide your children to sleep. And then that's when all the fun begins for the toy drives and the adopting the families. We are decorating trees. We are going house to house. So we put the kids to bed, and then we immediately leave all of our houses, all of our volunteers, we all leave our houses and go deliver everything. So they go to bed disappointed, but they've heard a good story twice, right? But nothing's under the tree. So this year we decided I'll be delivering trees tomorrow. So we're delivering trees, and they're going to be empty for like the rest of the month. And then Christmas Eve, they go to sleep, thinking, well, that's great that we have a tree and we have a story. But anyway, the idea is as soon as the kids are about 15 minutes from waking up, we are at their front door. I think we have the support of the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts again this year. Big Brothers, Big Sisters, obviously all of U-Haul in North Carolina, Lowe's. Like I said, my volunteers in North Carolina. I've got volunteers in other parts of North Carolina, volunteers in Florida. And we're going to be driving to those houses at probably around 5 a.m. and make our rounds to the families that we've adopted and fill their house from floor to ceiling with toys. This year, every single child that we've adopted will have the Christmas that they will never forget, the Christmas of their life. Now, I do this every year, but last year we did a toy drive, and it kind of tanked a little bit because people got kind of greedy. But so we're back to adopting families this year. I tend to have much better, how do I put this? People are more grateful when you adopt a family versus than when you give out 500,000 free toys. I don't know why, but it is true, especially after a disaster. I mean, that's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, so scooch on over to the Pens for Pals page on Facebook. Find that link. It should be right there at the top somewhere. If not, just send me a message and I'll send you the link. And get into that group chat. And let me read your children 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Then Santa will read it. And then give us an hour, and we will all be in our cars and on our way to your houses to deliver Christmas. So there you go. That's how Christmas is going down this year. All right, I'm officially excited about it now, even though I said I was anti-Christmas at the beginning of this show. Oops, sorry. I bet you can hear that in the background. That was an ambulance going by. Sorry. But yeah, that's how we do Christmas at Pens for Pals. That's how we're doing it this year, and hopefully every year thereafter. I don't know if I'll ever do a big toy drive again. We did was it 150,000 toys toy drive all over parts of Houston and places that were affected by Hurricane Harvey last year. Well, we did like 5 of those in 5 separate cities that were all affected. Well, counties, 5 separate counties that were all affected. So it extended into the cities. And, you know, for whatever reason, it just didn't go well. I don't know if people were just like really upset about Harvey. I don't know, but it was free toys and it was brand new. Like, we have the most amazing partners, like Disney, for example, and we give out really good toys. And I think what threw the people off was actually something that's been someone who's been a guest on my show. And I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying there's a little girl who was on our show like 2 years ago, and her name is Jenna, and she has this thing called Hugs After Hurricanes. So Jenna, I believe she was 8 years old at the time, so that puts her at about 10 years old now. Anyway, she had all these teddy bears, and she heard how bad Hurricane Harvey was, and says, you know, Mom, I want to do something with this. And like I said, I've had her on the show, and I've heard her say it, and I've heard the passion and the love in her heart and in her soul and in her just everything. It just beams from her. It's beautiful. Anyway, Jenna takes all of her teddy bears that she currently has, well, at that time, which was a lot of them, probably like 100 of them, and she loves them. And then she, her mom helps her make, you know, like a personal name tag for it, and it says right on it, Jenna's Hugs After Hurricanes. And by the way, you can look that up on Facebook too, Jenna's Hugs After Hurricanes. If you want a teddy bear, that's where you go. Anyway, so she sends a bunch of teddy bears our way. Now, everybody knew that they were used. Everybody knew that they had been washed and cleaned and dried and tagged. And they specifically said they were from an 8-year-old girl named Jenna. And people in Hurricane Harvey in certain parts of Houston, a specific part of Houston, more like downtown Houston, the heart of Houston, kind of threw a fit over used teddy bears because they didn't know the story. So that said, that's all I want to say about that. That will never happen again. I don't like when people are super ungrateful for something free when they've lost everything. And we really hooked them up. Everybody got bikes. Everybody got Christmas trees. We did, my gosh, we had cookies coming from all over the nation. And I would hand deliver these cookies to every police station, fire station, every family, every person. And we're talking, you know, hundreds of thousands of people that I personally came into contact with. And so did my volunteers that we personally gave a literal Christmas to. Everything. From nothing to everything. And so a couple people went on the Pens for Pals Facebook page and decided to leave some ugly remarks about the used teddy bears. And, you know, I've never admitted this before. I've never said where those teddy bears came from. I just kind of held it in, had a breakdown about it a little bit, about how ungrateful they were. And, you know, now, a year later, I'm finally able to tell you the story of where those teddy bears actually came from and how upsetting it is. So this year, our families had to sign an application, obviously. We vetted them very well, and they had to sign a waiver saying that they agree that these are not just teddy bears. These are Jenna's, you know, Hugs After Hurricanes teddy bears. And if you don't want gently used teddy bear, which at this point their organization has grown quite a bit. Now they've got several sponsors. Probably Toys R Us is involved at this point, and they're probably new teddy bears at this point. But even if they were used, they're just gently used. Jenna only hangs these teddy bears kind of like on the wall or on the shelf. Like, she doesn't really play with them too much. She tells them she loves them, and then she tells them that they have to go to their new house now because somebody needs to love them more than she does. So that's the truth. That's why I'll never do another quote unquote toy drive again. That's why we will adopt families forever from this point on, which is what we did before. And I love adopting the families. I love getting to meet them. I love the vetting process. I love my volunteers. Like, you know, it really allows me to give somebody the Christmas that somebody once gave me. And now I've never talked about this on the show, but I can tell you that maybe 8 years ago, I was a single mother. I had 4 children, and somebody put my name in on some kind of list with my permission, of course, and I didn't think anything of it. Anyway, apparently our name got picked, and we basically had nothing. We were starting over from scratch. We had just moved into a new apartment. Mom was working 3 jobs. I was working in the emergency room at the time, like 12, 14, 15 hours a day. And, you know, all I did was work all the time, and I felt like I never got to see my kids, and I felt like I couldn't do anything about it. I was kind of trapped in limbo between working and, you know, why does it make me such a bad mom to have to work so much? I have to work so much to pay the bills. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. You get the story. But somebody put our name in there, and several families actually adopted us. So many families actually adopted us that the apartment complex used, with my permission, their key to enter my apartment on Christmas Eve after midnight when me and the kids had gone to bed. I baked them cookies. That was the best I could do that year, and I'm not ashamed to say that. All I could afford that year was cookies. We made cookies, and we ate our cookies, and we called that Christmas, and we went to bed, and that was Christmas Eve. Christmas morning, we wake up with a tree from floor to ceiling, fully lit up, fully decorated, and 4 of everything. 4 skateboards, 4 bikes, for everything. Legos, everything for boys, everything for girls, Barbies, like literally the entire biggest room in the house, the living room, is literally filled all the way from the front door all the way down the hallway. And I mean like vacuum, microwave, like bathroom stuff, clothing, anything and everything you could possibly think of. And if that wasn't good enough to make me cry the way I did, you know, and be so grateful that, oh my God, a Christmas miracle happened, and I'm 20-something years old at the time, you know, that's, you know, and there's this guilt that goes with it. Like, I couldn't afford to give my kids anything for Christmas this year, except a couple of things that maybe I got at the dollar store, just to wake up to that, not even knowing. The parent I didn't even know. I had no idea that we had been adopted. But it got better. And I would have been just fine with where it was. But then our phone started ringing. We had a house phone, and it started ringing, and it gave us 3 different addresses, and it ended up taking about 8 carloads back and forth to go pick up the other 8 families that had adopted us, all of their stuff. And all of their stuff was equivalent to an entire room from floor to ceiling. That's just all they could fit in there. That's all they could cram in there. The rest of them, we had to go pick them all up the next day. And I was just like so mind blown by the fact that anybody would do that for anybody, and how kind-hearted some people are. Anyway, that Christmas changed my life. I was probably like 25 years old, and it changed my view of Christmas. It changed my life. My kids will never, ever, ever forget that Christmas. And that is the Christmas that I try to deliver to each and every family I come into contact with every single year. So, you know, back to the toy drive, that's a large amount of people. You're kind of just throwing toys at an audience of like at a music concert, but not literally. But you're kind of, cars drive up and you give them toys and they drive on, and the next, and they come up and get toys and drive on, and you know, this goes on and on and on and on forever. But the whole time we had been giving them like cookies and food and clothing, so we had been taking care of them the whole month. Then we had the large 5 toy drives in the 5 different counties, and they were all just so ungrateful. I was like, man, never again, never again. But so anyway, this year is going to be like the one that was done for me. And I, to this day, do not know who did that for me. I do not know who put my name in that list. I do not know how they knew my children's sizes. I don't know anything. All I know is that literally that is the best Christmas I've ever had in my entire life. And as an adult, it made me believe in a Christmas miracle. And that was the best Christmas my children have ever had in their entire lives. So this year, I'm going to forward that love right on along to North Carolina. And Rodney, Kim, myself, we've even got Mr. and Mrs. Claus. We've got several other dozen volunteers. We will be together in a couple weeks, and we will be literally delivering Christmas to North Carolina. So when you hear those sleigh bells ringing, it's pence for pals, guys. So that kind of encouraged me to make the t-shirts so that, you know, we all have badges and t-shirts and aren't unofficial in any way, because, you know, you learn a lot through hurricanes about people claiming to be something that they're not. So, yeah, looking forward to it. I wasn't in the beginning of this show. I'm not going to lie. I really didn't want to do Christmas this year. I'm like, no, I want to go back to Hawaii. But now that I've thought this through, and I remember how grateful I am and how lucky I am to have had that experience, there's no way I would ever deny anybody from that. So ever since that year, I have adopted at least a couple of families every year, to the point where I have people that we work with every year. So like I've got a guy that gives us watches every year. I've got a guy that gives us guitars every year for teenage kids that have been displaced from or removed from their parents, who are in kind of like foster care or live with a grandparent or something to that effect. Orphanages. Now we have to add sex trafficking to the year this year, and I'm so excited about that piece of it. But it's going to be amazing, and we're going to keep doing this every year for the rest of my life, for as long as I live. And I really hope, I know that these families are so deserving of such a beautiful gift. And it's not a gift that money can buy. It's magic. It's the magic of Christmas. So that's my message to you guys tonight. You know, even if you don't feel like it, and you're not really like in the Christmas spirit, adopt a family. Go to the angel tree. I'm not a supporter of Goodwill. I can say that out loud. But people who are not supporters of Goodwill donate to Pens for Pals. I can assure you of that. So rather than it being resold, we give it to families in need. And 99.999% of all of our toys are brand new in the package. We take the UPCs off so that nobody can take them and sell them, obviously, on the marketplace, or try to take them back to the store. And this year I even created a software program where we've scanned all of our UPC codes in, and so it's got a do not return, and we give the stores a copy, the 4 or 5 stores that we got all of our gifts from, namely Walmart, things like that. And they have a copy of the list too. So when that item gets scanned through as a return, it says right on the system that I designed, do not return. You cannot return it. So that parent's just out of luck if they were in it for money. But yeah, anyway, looking forward to Christmas now. Looking forward to seeing you in North Carolina, Rodney. It was a pleasure meeting your dad in Hawaii, Mr. Sanchez. And thank you, everybody, for your support. And thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go to a boxing event, and I will tell you all about it later. I'm hoping that I see a knockout. And that's my thing, for those of you who don't know. I don't do sports, but boxing is my thing. And raw boxing in the ring, literally right in front of you. That's awesome. So you guys have a amazing day, an amazing week. I'm pretty sure I will be back on Friday with Decoding the Unknown at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't quote me on that, but maybe I'll do a show this Friday for Decoding the Unknown. It's right here on Clear Source Radio. It's also going to be on iHeartRadio, just like this show. My channel is Tiffany H. Lewis on iHeartRadio. You can find every one of our episodes and all the hosts and learn about who we are here at Clear Source Radio by visiting clearsourceradio.com. So everybody have a great night, and I can't wait to talk to you guys on Christmas Eve. Hopefully we'll get a show out of me for Friday. I have had some unusual encounters happen lately that I would like to discuss, hopefully on Friday. It's going to depend on how long it takes me to settle back into my normal routine and then leave town again for 2 weeks. But anyway, I love you guys. Be good to each other. Love yourself. Be good to yourself. You know what? If you don't love yourself, you are incapable of loving anyone else. If you don't take care of yourself, you are incapable of taking care of anyone else. Sometimes it's not selfish to put yourself first, not when it comes to self-care. So that's my message. You guys already know this about me. Pay it forward, always. Love your life. Live every second like it's your last, just like I always preach about. You know, you're not guaranteed 1 second, 1 day, 1 minute. You're not even guaranteed to go to sleep and wake up. So every day you tell everyone how much you love them, and every day you walk, you know, with your head held high, and you proudly own yourself, your life, your heart, your soul, your inner beauty. You know, because it's got nothing to do with outer beauty or looks. It is what is inside of you that makes you so unique. And that's what makes you you. And that's what I love about you and what everyone else loves about you. You need to tap into that and wear that crown all day long. Seriously. Love you guys. Have a good night. And I'll
Are you ready to be inspired? Are you ready to make positive changes in your life? Tune in to Be the Change, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, featuring our heartwarming radio host, Tiffany Lewis. She's an empath, an indigo, and has a new and uplifting message for you. Every week, Tiffany can be heard only on Clear Source Radio, where people inspire people, from our soul to yours. You can get the free app today at clearsourceradio.com. Visit Tiffany H. Lewis on Facebook for even more daily inspiration.